few different coaching cues from this, and a lot of you will have done glute bridges before, but stomach nice and tense, heels in towards your bum, arms by your side. We're going into full extension, squeezing the glutes, and nice and slow down. I just want you to go through that. Looks like a decent glute bridge. It's getting full hip extension there, but what I'm seeing is a few compensatory patterns, okay? The first one, leg position, okay? So the knees are quite wide. So boxers end up being quite tight, the hamstrings and adductors. Adductors and hamstrings can also provide hip extension, okay? So what I want to do is try and close them off to get more from the glutes. So just have your feet a little bit closer in and just have your knees in there, yeah? This is where a mini band can help cue that position, okay? Start from there. Let's do a glute bridge, okay? So we're getting now, not as much extension, but maybe a little bit more from the glutes. Now what I can see is a little bit of spinal extension here. Thinking about providing as much pressure through the floor as you can. So there, stomach tense, good. And then roll up your hips first and then do the hip bridge, good. And then back up. So not as much extension, but a little bit more from the glutes, yeah? Okay, so what we're seeing now, less hip extension, more glute activation, okay? So what we're seeing with Gabriel the first time I came over to him is that his knees really wide. So that's showing that his adductors are really wanting to get involved with hip extension. So what we can do is a little bit of a drill is to try and switch them off through fatigue. So what we're gonna do with Gabriel is just gonna squeeze that foam roller as hard as you can, 10 seconds, keeping your hips against the floor, stomach nice and tense, off we go. Come on, I need to see a few veins in your head. Come on, come on, squeeze, come on. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, good effort, you're shaking. I haven't seen that before. Okay, squeeze the foam roller. Only slightly this time, stomach tense. Now do the hip extension. That hip extension has really been affected. Gabriel, are you feeling it more in your glutes? That's the right answer, thank you. There are a lot of compensatory patterns there, mainly from adductors and hamstrings, also through lower back. So a few little cues there to work with your partner. Let's work in partners. If your partner's comfortable enough, do it through squeezing the fist. So just squeeze the fist as hard as you can. Yeah, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. And then you can just do that as long as your partner's comfortable with doing that. Work them cues first before you go straight into squeezes. When we do these exercises, do these little cues, everyone wants to go to the, whoa, that looks great. Do that one first. Work through them foundations first, getting them foot positions right, everything like that. Knees in, good, and then from there.
So tuck the tailbone.
Yeah, use the lats as well, yeah.
Tuck the tailbone.
Yeah, tuck the tailbone. What I just said to Gina there is that basically you want to use your lats as much as you can, because then it helps brace the core a little bit more. So if you push into the floor, use your lats, core tense, and then come up. You're getting more hip extension, I bet you're getting more glute activation as well now. Yeah. What you can do there is use the lats a little bit more, so that'll increase that core tension. So if you pop your hands into the floor there, instead of just having your arms just loose on the floor, popping your arms into the floor increases that brace, helps your glutes get fired up a little bit more, get that posterior tilt as well, yeah. Another thing that you can do is kind of force them into position with a band. Just through a few conversations here, the arms being against the floor, we're either like arms just off the floor or just on the floor, just placing them there. The arms on the floor is actually there to do a job, to kind of sweep back and use the lats. More lat activation, more core activation. So I want you to just press into the floor, stomach tense, and then come up. Good. Nice, so you'll start feeling that a little bit more. Now, when an athlete is maybe still feeling it in the hamstrings, want to get a little bit more from the glutes, what you can do is just reduce the load. The hamstrings are probably working because they're compensating, and also they might be a little bit too much load there. So if we can just reduce that load through using bands, so just having that around the hips, assisting them into that extension. So again, press into the floor, stomach tense. Let's go up, far up as you can, squeeze the glutes, and nice and slow on the way down. We'll keep the knees in as well. Good. Come up, forcing them into that extension, assisting them into that extension. reducing that load, and then the glutes should be working a little bit more, yeah?